Alexa, unpause. Alexa, unpause. Happy Money Monday. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. Alexa, pause. I guess I gotta do this the manual way, you know, like the way that it goes. Well, it's a Money Monday. I hope that you are feeling wealthy. If you're not, I'm gonna do something to make sure that you do. So open up your spiritual purse, open up your actual purse, whichever purse you prefer, whichever one of them that connects with you. My money machine is acting stank, but it's cool because we know how to make adjustments really quickly, okay? So open up your spiritual purse, open up your actual purse, because I'm getting ready to give you some money, honey, right? All right, so I'm gonna drop a few things in the Yeah, that's how we want to start it. This is a good day. It's a good day. Focus on your money, sis. Focus on your money, right? Okay, so just want to chat up a little bit about what's going on with person empowerment. So every month I do a money therapy event. What money therapy is it helps you not only think about how you operate with your money, but it actually gives you the opportunity to kind of clear your mind. So when you clear your mind, you position yourself to make more money. When you become more creative, you position yourself to get more cash. These are dotted line connections, and that's just how it works. So this month, I'm going to drop in the comment section right now. It's a free event. Me and one of my boss babes who is known for meal planning, she's actually going to be doing a class. It's going to be a free class where we're going to be making mojitos. Okay, so I like to connect during COVID a little bit, social distancing. So the book that we're reading, the correlation between her coming in and doing mojitos for us is obviously some of the things that's inside of the mojito was recommended in the book that we're reading. I'm going to talk a little bit about the book, but you can jump in the comment section. So on December the 28th, we are going to be making mojitos together. If you're on my email list, then I will send you a link that has all of the ingredients that you'll need to tune into the workshop. Okay, so I'm just going to chat up a little bit about the book. I'll also drop the book in the comment section that we're reading in the book club. And I'm here just so that we can create a discussion just in case you have some questions about the book, but I'll drop it in the comment section. So if you have any questions or if you want to jump into the readings with us, we can. Okay. All right, so the book that we're reading, it's called Money and Mojitos. You got it, well done. Yeah, right. So I'm obviously going to be doing the non-alcoholic version of it. And for those of you who want to get litty because Crystal is going to share the ingredients for both of them so that you can join in. I'm a mojito kind of person anyway. If I did drink, that probably would be my drink. So it totally works out that that's the drink that she selected. So how all of that kind of correlates with each other is if you guys haven't, I've talked about this almost all year long. I took a class at the beginning of the quarantine at Harvard, and they offered it online. It probably is still available. You probably can still take it. It's called The Science of Money. It's called The Science of Money, right? And so what they do is they break down the things that you actually have to do to be happy. What they do is they delineate the whole idea that you have to have X amount of money in order to be happy, right? Not that you don't need money, they're just quantifying and saying, hey, if you did these few things, you'd actually be happier. So that's what money therapy kind of birthed out of, making sure that people were doing some of the top 5 things that they listed as to saying what will make you happy. And clearly, if you're happier, then your mind is going to work a little faster. You're going to create a little faster. And if you create a little faster and work a little faster, that's definitely going to help you make more money. All right. So the book that, the science of well-being. I'm so sorry, Wilda. The science of well-being. Yeah. The Science of Wellbeing. I'm so sorry. It's The Science of Wellbeing. It's a Coursera course. Hey, Miss Moses, it's a Coursera course that you can catch on. Okay, so with that list, I birthed out this program called Money Therapy so that you can begin to work on your internal wealth, right? So that it can begin to transcend into your actual wealth, the wealth that you put inside of your hand. Because we all know those people that they have a lot of money, but they're really unhappy. And then we know those people that don't have a lot of money and they are unhappy too, right? Right? So somehow in the middle, right, when we create and we connect with those habits is where we can create a little bit of balance, right? Okay, so back to the book, Food and Wealth. So I thought the book was a very quick read. It did not take very long to read. It was a very, very quick read. In fact, I read the book in about 30 minutes, right? I read it in 30 minutes. And for me, if I'm going to read a book, it's just something that I'm just going to have to do. Like, it's not something that I start and stop. And another habit that I have is that anything that I say that I'm going to do, I'm going to do it today. Like if I say, I'm going to stop eating meat, my next meal will not include any meat. If I say that, I'm going to start a fast, I'm probably going to go to the store and start the fast. That's just because I believe that if I allow too many things to begin to compete with what I'm getting ready to do, I'm just not going to do it. So the book, when I got in my mind and said, hey, this is the book, I got to make sure that I knock it out so that I can answer questions and share it. I said, I'm going to read this book. So the book took me 30 minutes to read. It didn't take very long to read. I felt it to be a little woo-woo, the book Food and Wealth. I did find it to be a little on the woo-woo. I did. And I was looking for more scientific connection whenever it is that I'm reading, because I myself am very naturally woo-woo. So I'm always looking for more substantial research to kind of support my woo-woo-ness. So when I didn't get that out of the book, I was like a little bit disappointed. But however, there were some really good tips that I was able to grab. I'm actually going to drop in the comment section. When you look at the list that the author shares, you might like it. Yeah, you might like. I need the science too, Wilda. I always need the science. Like, I'm here for it, sis. I like it, but I like a little bit of science, you know? Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the comment section. I'm going to drop in the comment section so that you can see some of the lists that, some of the things that Amy Martin put on the list. Now, the good thing about this list, when I was reading over it, most of the things that she shared are all things that are already in my pantry. They're already things that I shop for on a regular basis, but that's it right there. If you want to go ahead and screenshot it, that's actually from the book. She's just talking about some basic things that she recommends in terms of you putting inside of your body so that you can be positioning yourself to operate more effectively with your budget. So there's some basic things on here that you're probably already eating. And when I saw the list, I felt like just giving myself a cyber pat on the back, because most of these things I eat on a regular basis. Probably the only thing that I don't eat on this list is spirulina. That's probably the only thing that I passed on completely. Okay, so if you're already eating these things, feel good about it. If not, find ways to add these things to your list. Okay, great. That's really good, Wilder, that you had the conversation, because you'll find that the information is really correlated. So obviously, in a basic way of thinking about it is that obviously so the premise of the book is this. So obviously, if you put healthier foods in your body, you're obviously going to just have more energy. And obviously, if you have more energy, then you're going to be more apt to think better. You're going to be more apt to make better decisions. And she's finding that the author of the book, she's finding that the better decisions that you make, the better food that you make, that it just has an impact on your overall ability to make healthier decisions. You guys are kind of following? Yeah, you guys are following. Did you guys kind of look at the list, or all of you kind of like, these are all things that you already eat as it is? So jump in the comment section. Based on the list that Amy Martin shared with us, basil, spirulina, wheatgrass, all of those kind of things are just some brain food that you guys are already taking in as it is. If so, just drop it in the comment section. There's the list again. Yep, food that's gonna bring in wealth. Coconut water, I'm heavy on that. Berries, kale. Those are some base level things that she shared out. All right, we can get that up off the screen. So you guys see the list. Hopefully you screenshot it. Hopefully these are some base level things that you guys are already, okay, Ms. Moses, that means you're getting all excited because these are already things that you're already eating. Easiest ways, I'm definitely not doing these things regularly, but I know that I could do better. So for me, if I'm having a high powered day, if I don't, for the most part, I don't know, like that's almost hard for me to say, because even if I'm having a high powered day, still when I go shopping, those are just the things that I'm gonna go shopping for. So if I'm gonna get ready and eat, I really don't have much of a choice, but that's what I'm gonna eat. So even if I'm not in the mood, if I don't wanna go outside of my house, that's all I have. I probably just have kale, you know, just salad, spinach, you know, that's just kind of like what's there. Okay, on the other hand, after she gave some tips about the different type of foods and it having an impact on your mood, and therefore having an impact on your mood, it would then have an impact on your money. Hopefully you guys are just hearing that. I know it's a little redundant, but hopefully if I say it enough, you'll hear it. Wilda, one of the things that I do is because I read this article maybe about 10 years ago, and I found it very interesting, and I've always held this in the back of my mind, is that if I wanted to eat it, so if I eat a salad today, if I would go in the kitchen and fix myself a salad right now, that in order for it to be equivalent to the salad that my grandmother would have eaten when she was my age, I would have had to eat 10 bags of salad, right? So that's like the article was advocating that the nutritional value of food has been so reduced over time that in order for me to get the same nutrition that my grandmother would have gotten out of eating one salad, I would have to eat 9 of them. You missed it? Okay, JC, you missed it. We'll drop it in the comment section again. We'll drop it. I'll drop the list again. It's probably all things that you're, it's probably, yeah, Kanisha, that is a little sad, right? So exactly. So that's what I have to do. So because of that, because I read that article maybe about 8-10 years ago. I think I was getting my hair done. And so I was like ready, and I kind of just stored it in my mind, and everything since then has kind of like lined up with it. So because of that factor, I am heavy on supplements because of that. I'm heavy on supplements just because I know that although I eat very healthy, I need some level of supplementation in order for me to get all of the nutrition that I need. And I don't know, like for me, if I do not get enough nutrition, I can get very irritable. Like that's something that'll happen to me if I don't make sure that I have my vitamins, if I don't have enough greens, if I don't have like enough protein, I see my irritability spike up. That's also something that I do with my clients often. I will have some of them, while I'm not a nutritionist at all by any stretch of the imagination, but I will have them to keep a food journal. So let's say, for instance, I'm working with one of my clients and I've given them an assignment, and every week when they come back and they return, they haven't completed the assignment. They don't have the motivation to do it. They don't have the insight to do it. They lack the creativity. So what I will do is I will have them to keep a food journal, just so that they can be able to document how a specific food might be impacting their ability to be productive. So for instance, if I eat sugar, right, and I've been eating well and eating clean for so long that my body immediately recognizes when something is not in agreement with my body and it's not going to have me operating in my optimum, my body will start to have an impact. Like if I have too much sugar, like most people think like, oh, Shawnee, you eat like that so that you can look a certain kind of way. I mean, partly so. That's the vanity part of it. Great. We're here for that a little bit. Anyway, just a little balance. But outside of that, it's really because like my body actually cannot take the food. Like if I eat too much sugar, I'm gonna have inflammation in my knees. Eat too much sugar, I'm gonna have inflammation in my hips. Eat too much sugar, like I just start feeling tingly. So my body at this point, it just still doesn't, yes, Kanisha, at this point, my body no longer recognizes my body is very quick to recognize when something that I'm eating is not in alignment. So Kanisha, what I was saying, and Wilda, what I was saying is when I don't really have those competing factors in terms of like controlling what my food intake is, because I'm always gonna pack a snack. Today I took the boys to During Estate, so I made sure before I left that I had my lunchbox. It's gonna have my coconut water in it. It's gonna have my salad. It's gonna have my fruits. And these are all things that are very, very easy to transport. The bag that I had is a cooler, so there's nothing, there's really nothing to think about for me. But because I do feel that the nutritional value of food has been degraded based on how we treat the planet, I am very keen on making sure that I supplement. So an easy way to get in some of the things that she mentioned on the list, wheatgrass, spirulina, basil, beets, all of these different things that she listed, is put them inside of a smoothie. That's probably the easiest part, is to put it inside of the smoothie. Next week specifically, Crystal, the guest that was supposed to be here, she had a bit of issues with her transportation today, so I'm carrying the conversation by myself. But next week, if you come back in, jump into the conversation, she'll be talking more about food pairing. That's not something that I have a lot of intellect on. I haven't studied it. Yeah, that's what I do. Smoothies. Yeah, smoothies are really good. Smoothies are really, really good. You want to make sure that you have a smoothie where you have one. Yeah, she is speaking my language. Okay, good. I'm good, JC. I'm good. I lost track. I'm sorry. I lost track. So the smoothies work. Another thing that I do on Sundays, I got a little off track a little bit in terms of COVID. I got sucked in a little bit into like some crazy COVID habits as well. But once I got myself back on track, I got right back into, on Sundays, I only eat raw food, only live food, only live food. So what is it? What is live, Shawnee? Well, if I have to cook it, then it's no longer live. It's not live, right? I do that completely on Sundays, and I realize just how much energy I have, like just making sure that I'm eating vegetables and just eating fruits. And yes, I don't have rice, I don't have any meat or any of that. So on Sunday, so if you think about it, I got really messed up. Can you have a smoothie making class? So come to the mojito making class, Kanisha. Come to that one. Last month I forgot to teach. I forget what the teacher taught us how to make pumpkin cakes. Those are really, really cool. But the whole idea behind the classes, you're gonna make me skip in because my comments are delayed, so I start commenting when I see something so weirdly. I'm sorry. But okay, let me talk about Sundays first, and then I'll talk about the class. So on Sunday, if you think about it, if I had the opportunity, if I wouldn't have kind of got off focus due to COVID, then that means that for the entire year, if I fast every Sunday, then I would have fast for 52 days with it. Yeah, 52 days within the year. Yeah, that's what I would have done. But I got kind of messed up with COVID. I started eating a little bit crazy. But now that I've gotten like a lot more settled in, then I have that. But I always recognize and realize how much more energy I have by just eating completely clean, just taking in all the nutritional value that I possibly can and not cooking any of it. So that totally works out. Also, back to the event, Kanisha. So the event is, the whole idea behind the event is so that you can connect in a very powerful way on communication that helps you breed healthy community. All of those type of things will boost your energy. And if you leave these conversations where you have had these healthy connections, then you take that healthy energy with you and you go and create with it. Whether if creation for you means that you are creating with your children, whether creation with you means that you are creating in your business, whether creation means that you're creating some element of your physical self that you want to transform, whatever the case may be, you now have had like this healthy connection, and now you are energized to go and implement that. Constantly when you're up under the pressure, you know, whether if you're under the pressure of frustration, if you're under the pressure of irritation, if you're under the pressure of irritability, if you're up under all of those pressures, they don't necessarily align with like the highest level of creativity. So if you find that you're overspending, check your diet. If you find that when you make a decision and after you make the decision, you're thinking, gosh, I shouldn't have done that, check your diet. If you say, you know what, if you lack discipline, you know, if you lack discipline, if you're that kind of person that's always saying, I'm going to do this on Friday, and then when Friday comes, you haven't done it, check your diet, check what's going, you know, inside. It's like a car. Your body's exactly like a car. So in the event that, in the event that you're feeling like that your car is not really running well, you got to check the type of fuel that you're putting into it. All right. So that list did cover a few of those different things. She also mentioned something really cool. So normally what I do is a gratitude jar. So a gratitude jar is, I'll keep track of things that have went very well for me. Whether it was a business contract that I got. She's going to mention it here. A business contract that I might have gotten. Maybe something really cool happened between me and my children that I got really excited about. Maybe I had a transformation in my body that came faster than what I predicted, and I would just put it inside of the gratitude jar. So I had seen this concept before that she talked about, the gratitude jar, but here she was sharing a different ideology. Here is essentially what she's advocating that you would do is that whenever you get a jar specifically for keeping up with change. She recommended this. This had absolutely nothing to do with food, but once she got through the food part of the book, she just started whacking out all of these ideas that she had to make sure that you stay creative when it comes to making more money. So one of the things that she talked about is changing, you know, like a negative mindset. And one of the ways that she does it is through this jar. So she gets this jar. You can take that screen down. So she gets this jar. And let's say she's at the supermarket and they give her some change, she'll have like a special little sachet that she has for like this change. If she's walking around and she sees a quarter on the floor, she'll take it and she'll say thank you. And she says like, so what she'll do is she'll fill it up. And she says once the little mason jar became full, what she would do is she would take that and buy something for herself that she really, really liked. So it became like her splurge jar, which I thought was really cool. I liked it. She called it her blessing jar. So whenever it is that she got changed at the register, or she was walking somewhere, she found the money, she got that, and she found that to be really, really cool. So that essentially was the book. It was a really, really quick read. I did pick up a few different ideas and concepts. I've seen books like that a few different times, so it wasn't new information for me, but a lot of it was confirming, and I did like, there was a few little nuances, not a lot. And I'm glad that the book was short. So that's another thing. It only took me 30 minutes. All right. So I'm not going to hold you. That was it about the book, How to Use Food to Help You Generate Wealth. If you hang out with me next weekend, I am hoping and praying that my boss babe, my meal planner, Crystal, is going to be, her transportation would have completely recovered, and she'll be here because she's going to be talking about food pairing. Also, what she talked about in the conversation that we had last week, that was like some really riveting research for me, because for a while I had been researching over and over again, like, okay, specific foods that we eat around this time of year, New Year's specifically. I know in my family, fried fish is like really, really important. You bought the book, Kanisha? Okay, good. Fried fish, black eyed peas, cornbread, sweet potatoes, or you might say yams, or whatever the case may be. So her and I was having like a side-by conversation about it, and she said that the way how these specific dishes became something of like a delicacy that was only served around New Year's or around special holidays is because they were very rare. There were not things that you could necessarily get on a regular basis. So if you go back, flip back into your traditions, and you're thinking, okay, we got to make sure that we have this. For me, like when I saw something on the table that my grandmother prepared, it just always felt like, you know, just tradition. Well, based on the research, and interesting enough, based on the research that she had shared, is that these type of foods were not necessarily just specific to to Black Americans. You know, it just wasn't specific to that. It wasn't. When the research she was looking at it, and another thing that she shared is that before there was money, these are items that they use to barter with. Right? So based on these type of foods, while they were looked at as cultural delicacies, it's because when they were bartering using these particular foods were more valuable. So when you're talking about black eyed peas, when you're talking about collard greens, when you're talking about sweet potatoes, these are not things that you can just they were not just readily available to you. These were things that many people at that particular time considered to be rare. That's how they got to be associated with wealth. So I really appreciated that conversation. Again, how we are tying these conversations together through these money therapy workshops. We're going to get together and we're going to have a lot of fun. When you have a lot of fun, it increases your ability to make more funds. The workshops are free. All you have to do is use the link. Make sure that you're on my email list. We'll send you out a Zoom link so that you can be a part of it. So in the mojitos are the pineapples, obviously the mint, which is all on the list, and there's some few other things that that Crystal whipped up from the list to be in there. So that's it, sis. I am glad to. I know, right? That's what I said. That's what I said, Jessica. Like, because I thought it was just like tradition, and then Crystal really was really keen on breaking it down for me that it wasn't just a tradition that was like a localized tradition. You know, like this actually cross cultures. You know, and like these were just rarities within the culture. So that's how they became these delicacies. While now they're readily available, but that was like the connection to them. So I'm glad to hang out with you guys. I've dropped the link to the book. I've also dropped the link to the event. It's money therapy, making sure that you have really good expenses, because your life is not just about your expenses, it's about the experiences that you have. So